Everyone, Mango Seminole here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Raid Shadow Legends, and thank you again for Plarium for sponsoring this video. Today we're going to do a roadmap, at least my roadmap specifically, for how I got to the point of where I am, where I got my strengths from, and kind of things of not to screw up, you know, like things that I screwed up and things that I did that I think were correct to lead me to where I am in the amount of time I have played. So the number one thing you want to do, IMO, is don't pick Elhain as a starter. It's too late for a lot of you. I really recommend picking Aethel or something similar as a starter, or Kale, I think his name is. Both of those are insane, brutal farmers, and Elhain just like doesn't cut it when compared to the others. Sure, she looks nice, and she got eaten by a big dragon, but in terms of usability, the others are just straight up better. I think, again, correct me if I'm wrong in the description below, Aethel is the best, in quotes, to pick right now, and she's a fantastic first 6-star for anybody trying to farm. So another really important thing here are the events and missions. So this mission is going to be your lifeline. This is what I kind of base what I do in the game on. So anytime I have one of these missions, I do it until I cannot progress anymore. And a good example of this is my dungeon mission right now, is win 25 lesser void potions, and I can't do it right now because it's locked, because these are on a different daily rotation. So I'm stuck here, so I cannot continue that anymore. Another really important thing is to be careful with events. Events rotate. We can see them on the side here, and they seem to be in like a set rotation sort of thing. Right now, it's an artifact enhancing event, and this is really important to do. You get 2 void shards and epic skills tome as well. And what you can do is upgrade gear up to level 4 and then sell them. This is a really good way to get this done if you are not actively upgrading stuff to 16, and this will help get this event done. But along with this event, there's other events that rotate. One of the big ones is a summoning event, which means if you can, you need to hold your summons until that event. I think they happen every 3 weeks is what I'm told. And you get tons more rewards that time, that way when you summon. Just for reference, I'm sitting here with 2 void shards, 16 ancient shards, and 366 mysteries just waiting for that summon event to come. I expect it to be here in the next week, and I cannot wait for it. 2 other really big progression things here as well are the XP bonus. I have 6 weeks, 1 day left of XP boost. And there's also a raid pass if you do want to get a raid pass going. It is, where is the shop? It's 13 bucks a month Canadian or something like that. And it's recurring, so be careful with that. If you're wanting to cancel it, you need to cancel it at a time. And there's also the 6-month one that is a better deal. Same rate though as the other one. And this is just good, solid, like monthly subscription. Doesn't really add too much, but it doesn't add enough to make it like fun and worth buying. So the other important thing are obviously dailies. You need to do your dailies every single day. This is pretty obvious. There's also weeklies. There's also monthlies. I think I screwed up my monthly. I'm gonna be so mad when I don't get my sacred shard. I really hope I do. I really desperately hope I do. I'm just not sure if I'm going to get it. I don't know when this one resets. There needs to be a timer right here, Plarium. There's a timer for this one, but not monthly, so I'm not sure how that works. Next up is just general progression. So what I did was right at the start, I did a little bit of summoning, and then I picked my 4 units I kind of wanted to use. Those units were Thenasil, Jotun, Seeker, and Elhain. And I eventually replaced Elhain. And what I did, I just cleared the campaign as much as I could, got as many 2 stars as I could, and just kept going through. You get a ton of rewards. You get a void shard at the end, of course, when you 3-star everything. There's normal, hard, and brutal. And there's a lot of campaign farming in this game, so you're going to be spamming it a lot. And you really want to focus on some sort of farmer. There's a tier list. I'll link it in the description below if you want to see it. That has a lot of what's good where and why they're good in it. Maybe you can use that if you're interested on knowing whether a epic or a rare is good or not, because a lot of rares are really good. Even the uncommons are pretty decent sometimes. And at that point, I kind of got stuck, you know? I wasn't really happy with my Elhain farming. My units couldn't really do much. So what I ended up doing was going to chapter 11. And chapter 11 gives you Executioner. And this may not be the best unit now. I heard he was insane earlier and got nerfed. He's good enough to solo the vast majority for me, so I can use him and 3 fodders to level up, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. And the good part about Executioner is he is a freaking tank, and the game also gives you a login reward. I don't know if I can show you it here. Progression rewards. Yeah, we can't really see it, but there are some cool things in the rewards for logins. I don't see it because I've already finished it, but you get basically a full lifesteal set. That's what I used on my Executioner. You can see it here. I've got the full set, and then just a second subset, whatever you want there. And then you get to the point where getting your regular stats, you need like HP percent, defense percent, attack percent, getting the right stats. But just any old lifesteal set will just help him sustain. It's really important that your farmers are on lifesteal if they're not just brutal one-shotters for weight. Okay, so after that was my next step. And my next step was trying to figure out how to get into brutal. So I eventually just 4-starred, 5-starred all my favorite units while doing missions and fought my way into brutal. And now we're at the point I'm at now, which is just endless farming, and I'm currently going in the Palace of Aravia, trying to get some speed sets. So this is what I'm actively doing right now. I'm currently farming for a shield with speed on it. Unfortunately, I cannot do this with without 2 DPS, so I have to do it only with 2 fodder, so I'm losing a lot of XP this way, but it's the only way I can do it. I'm not using my Executioner anymore because my Bellower, which I got from a Void Shard, is just insane for this sort of thing. And this is kind of where I'm at right now. I think I should be farming this for quite a long time, farming basically anywhere in brutal difficulty, and trying to get as much 5-star gear with the right main stats as possible. I'm going to go back to farm some boots with some speed main stats and some other things, and I'm going to just keep farming until I get like a couple 6-stars in. Bellower is going to be my first 6-star, as should yours be your farmer, whether that's Aethel, whether that's Kayle, whether that's whoever you end up with. Probably your farmer should be your first 6-star. And everything related to dungeons, whether it's farming for ascensions or masteries or gear or rings or banners or anything like that, I honestly have been putting it all off, and I think it's the right thing to do. There's just no real reason to farm your gear at lower levels when you can get pretty good 5-star gear just from these stages. They're really rare, but they are there. And just to show you some of the gear that has just changed my entire teams around, that I've been able to farm in brutal, we can go to my Seeker here. So my Seeker used to be 110 speed. My Seeker is now 200 speed. I farmed these boots, so they were just plain old common boots with 40 speed. Ended up with pretty good rolls. As for the chest, I went for HP percent with a speed substat. The reason why I'm using an attack set instead of speed is, again, because my speed substat is so great there. And I did the same thing here with plus 16 gloves. And getting into brutal and being able to farm this gear just from the scenario has made life-changing difference in terms of my character's usability. And we can see the rest here, and this is what I'm trying to replace, just trying to get like 7 speed or something on here to break the 200 barrier. I also gave my Bellower some new gear here too. He's using attack percent, and crit rate with some pretty decent pieces of gear elsewhere. My Executioner is still on pretty trashy gear, but it is what it is. And you can see by my Thenacel, like, this is the quality of gear I was using up until I hit brutal. So you can see that I get 26% here, 19% here, and 19 speed, whereas my Seeker, who has the upgraded version of this gear, has 50%, 50%, and 40 speed. So you can see the massive difference in stats. So that's my next step, is going through all of this and just getting those guys much stats as possible to try to wreck some people in PvP, because I know before I made the upgrades, people were messaging me being like, Mango, I kicked your butt in arena, and now what happened? What happened? You started winning all of a sudden. And that makes me really happy that I'm able to do that. So Yeah, that's about it for today. I just wanted to say a huge shout out to Plurium again for this wonderful game. Really happy with it. Thank you again for sponsoring. Link in the description below if you wanted to join. That's pretty much my route so far for this game. Just lots of farming, lots of grinding, lots of PvP, lots of everything. Also, Great Hall, I forgot to mention. I'm focusing on Void right now because Void is my farmer. Not sure if it's the best idea, but just trying to get my Void up with as much damage as possible is what I am aiming for. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.